Leo.
Look at him.
Leo.
Leo, look.
Leo, what's up, brother? Let me see you, pal. Let me see Leo. Let me get him on full screen. Leo,
look.
Leo, you want me to scratch your bum?
He's saying
You want me to
hello.
scratch your belly?
Look at him. Hello. Say hello,
what's up,
Scotty.
Leo, kid?
Hello, Scotty. Hello,
Suki, what's
Scotty.
going on? Let's look at
Hello.
everybody lit up here. Tell
so
Philly
cute.
kid. What's going on, baby? What's going on? A great show we had yesterday. Fantastic
Great show. I mean, look, we're in Australia. We're gonna go to.
We were in Australia, then we were in Ohio, I believe. Today we have another amazing show. A fantastic actor, stuntman, Gabriel Rodriguez, from here on in, further known as G-Rod Suki. You can call him G, you can call him Rod. Just don't call him Gabe, because he'll beat your head in.
We don't want anybody to beat our head in.
And then also coming up a little later on, out of Cleveland, Ohio, David Anthony, who is a master magician and hypnotist, Suki. And he said he's got a quick fun thing to do with us before he does his magic, like a suggestive thing that he does with his audiences.
Yeah.
He said he's
Leo,
got
stop.
us. He's got us pegged. Leo, we're doing a television show, Leo.
This guy is nipping at my ankles when
What's
he wants
doing?
Attention.
It's so funny.
Why you stop nipping at the ankles?
Souk, show number 283. Lots going on in the world, but when we're in our little bubble right here, all is good and well. It's all good and well. You know what? I wanted to ask you one thing.
What?
Leo. You know that story?
Oh, yesterday we forgot to recap for just, we both got calls, but from our kids.
Oh my God. Well, listen, somebody said to me, they said, I think in the history of talk shows, I've never seen one of the co-hosts just leave.
I had to.
At the end. I'm like, well, listen, you never know.
I mean, it's not really, it's a show, but it's not really a show. At that point, when you have just one parent, managing everything, you're like,
Suki
something's got to be up if the nurse is calling me 3 times now. And I told her I'd pick him up at 2.
Hey, Monet is in the middle of an interview. Suki grabs the phone, walks away.
Yep.
And then you link off, and I'm like, oh, that's not a good sign.
Yeah, it's not a good sign.
So you had to go pick up your kid. And then 2 seconds later, I get a text from my wife. Dylan's in the nurse's office, doesn't feel good. And now she's home from school today.
It's really, I think there's something up. There's some
there's a little bug
or
going
something.
around. Yeah, it's not COVID. I gave her a quick test. There's no COVID.
Everybody gives quick. Now we give out quick tests like candy. You want a quick test? You got a quick test? You want a quick test?
Suki, you know what? Let's start the show, and then I want to ask you something about the swimmer who was the guy, but he was swimming. He was a transgender swimmer.
Okay.
And he won the championship because he was swimming in the girls division.
Sure.
And everybody's up in arms. So I just want to ask you about that. But let's start the show. We got an amazing show. G-Rod's here. The guy's been in everything. Blacklist, Queen of the South, Bad Boys. He's on everything.
The cleaner.
He's on The Cleaning Lady. We just had Miranda Clock on last week. The Cleaner. And let's start up the show. Philly Kid is back. Hardline, by the way, Souk, so he can't freeze up anymore. And let's get this show on the road. Here we go, baby.
The Suki and Scott Show.
This is one of the funnest shows I've ever done.
Lady, when you're with me, I'm smiling.
It's musical. It's magical.
Suki and Scott, that's 7 of Hearts. Exactly.
This is a sexy show.
Someone's getting some action.
Now, these larger-than-life personalities are on an exciting new journey as they bring you the Suki and Scott Show.
You guys nailed it. You're great. You ask great questions. You listen.
I answered you because I have respect for you guys, and it was a question respectfully put.
The Suki and Scott Show is your one-stop destination for humor.
You like De Niro and Cape Fear. Counselor!
Entertainment.
Jesse's girl!
Wonderful.
Can you paint with all the colors of the wind?
And optimism.
You guys have such amazing energy.
Ultraviolet light, it gets in there and it just fights the kung flu, is that right? Okay.
Let's laugh together.
I love him.
The Suki and Scott Show.
So, Souk, last week, right, March 17th, Leah Thomas is her name. She became the
Right.
first openly transgender athlete to win America's top trophy in university sports. She swam to victory in the women's 500-yard freestyle race. She won first place. Now everybody's up in arms because yes, she's transgender, and they allowed her to compete in the women's division, but she still has the muscularity and speed and strength of a man. So everybody's up in arms. So she was when she was a man at the time, she was ranked like 400th in the country in men's swimming. And now she switched over to the women's division, and she's the champ. So the sports stars, politicians, everybody's chiming in on this thing. Should that be allowed? Because he identifies as a she now and is transgender. Should she be allowed to compete in women's individual sports? Is that an unfair advantage when it comes to sports? What's your opinion?
I think it's a very complicated thing. I mean, there's so many factors that are kind of at play, right? Here's somebody who identifies as a certain sex and has probably all of their life since they were born, and the struggle to do something that they love within a sport, within the proper identification, gender identification.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, I think, the most important thing I think would be is how do the other athletes feel?
Well, the other female swimmers not very happy about it. They feel they were at an unfair disadvantage, and I could see if it's a team sport, when it's not, when you don't really control the outcome as opposed to an individual, like you're a baseball player or whatever it is, you're part of a team. You're not going to be as effective because there's 9 other people on the field. Right. But in an individual sport like that, does she? They say that she had an unfair advantage because of her time,
of her physicality
as a man, and I could see the point. I could see it, and it is kind of right. It's delicate, it's sensitive, but in that situation, again, just because she's transgendered over to a woman, does she get to compete in women's athletics? That's to me, that's a very complicated, I would personally say no if it was individual sports.
Right.
Because I think you still, like we said, have the physicality of a man. You're stronger, usually faster, if you're an athlete, say, apples to apples. So it's just weird. I always like to get your opinion, because you're the smarter of the two of us.
No. I just think, like, I don't know much about it, and listen. I think there are so many children. I mean, to compete on that level, she probably college. I'm not really completely familiar with her story, but of course, this is a topic that has really kind of, I don't know, been in the zeitgeist for the last, the last bit.
And I think even Caitlyn Jenner chimed in and said it's absolutely an unfair advantage. Caitlyn Jenner. Yes, absolutely an unfair advantage.
Why? Because she went through puberty as a man?
I assume. Listen, if Caitlyn Jenner, again, to take him back a couple of years because he's a lot older now, but if Bruce Jenner transgendered into a female back in the day and then started competing in female athletics, he would be blowing everybody away.
Yeah. Pam says it's unfair. Susan says, I think it's unfair. Billy says too many people are too focused on someone's appearance rather than what their abilities are. I mean, listen, I think,
listen, Billy, it's not even the appearance. It's the abilities of a male swimmer compared to a female swimmer is really what you're talking about. Like I said, this person was ranked like number 400 in the country.
Right. He was a long distance swimmer, right? He was
when it comes to male swimming, 400 in the country. He switches over to the women's division, and bingo, you're number 1.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's almost like we always used to say, could the number 1 female tennis player in the world, right? Could Serena Williams in her heyday have beaten like the 400th ranked male tennis star in the world? And a lot of people said
isn't that what Billie Jean King did with Bobby Riggs back in the day to get equal pay for women? And you know what? Tennis is the only sport where women actually earn money. everything else, if you go to the WNBA, women earn like $75,000 on the court, whereas men earn multi-billion-dollar contracts.
But you also
with endorsements. I mean,
you gotta compare apples to apples here. I mean, are the ratings through the roof for women's basketball like they are for men? You know what I mean? The arenas aren't even.
But the thing was,
full.
Billie Jean King did that in the 70s. That's what
Right,
you don't
but-
understand.
but
You know,
Bobby Riggs
WNBA was created in the 90s. I remember that.
But Bobby Riggs was kind of like an older, slouchy dude who just thought he could beat a woman at anything. You know what I mean? It wasn't like you didn't put Billie Jean King up against Bjorn Borg or Timmy Connors or one of those guys. You know, he was kind of a schlubby guy. But anyway, it's an interesting topic, and I think you could probably debate it. Listen, the women's soccer, right? The Olympic soccer, they're getting paid. They're getting $1 gazillion for what.
Well, they had to fight for it. They had to
fought
fight
for it.
I mean, they had to fight FIFA for it. I mean,
but listen, but there you go. Like when it comes to women's soccer, right? That's a very women's soccer in the Olympics or the World Cups and everything. People will glue to that stuff. Right. But when it comes to, when you compare WNBA to NBA, that's really an apples to oranges comparison. It's the popularity. I mean, the NBA is making $1 billion a year off of everything they do. But it's a good debate. Good to we'll pick it up. We'll see what happens.
So going back to Leah Thomas, she said Thomas came out as transgender in the summer of 2019 and began hormone therapy shortly thereafter. Right. So that's just to give somebody perspective. She wasn't, going in hormone therapy prior to 2019. Yeah. She said that she knew it could prevent her from continuing to swim competitively if the hormonal shift made her times drop off, but chose to prioritize swim anyway because swimming was so important to her.
Right.
I don't know. So, this is coming after the pandemic, obviously gone through puberty as a man. I don't know. It's very, very difficult. It's
it's an interesting conversation, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's going to have a different opinion. Suk, listen, our first guest today, G-Rod, G-Money, G-Man. This guy's been in everything, Suk. He's an actor. He's a stuntman. A lot of times, most of the times you'll see him getting killed in these shows.
He's gonna fall correctly.
Yes, he's died 1,000 deaths, as he would say. He's in The Cleaning Lady. You could see him in The Cleaning Lady on Fox. Yep. Blacklist. He gets killed by Ray Reddington in prison. Cobra Kai. He's been in Shaft. He's in Ballers with The Rock. Walking Dead. MacGyver. I mean, the list goes. Better Call Saul.
Equalizer.
Ozark. You name it. G-Rod's been in it. Here he is. Little of G-Rod. We bring him in. On the other side, the guy's living. He's living the life. Wow.
Morning. Morning. You want me to grab that for you?
It's fine. Mailbox is right there. I'll just shove it in.
Here you go, homie. Oops, that's my bad. You really this stupid? Lucky son of a bitch. Lucky son. You're dead, amigo.
And right off the top, you have to say, thank you for being in the pink room with the unicorn.
Yeah. This is what balances me out.
G-Rod, listen, man, you know you can't mess with Johnny Lawrence in a bar. You know things aren't going to end well.
Yeah. Well, actually, in that case, it didn't end well for him, right?
Right, that's true. Yeah. But didn't he pull you out of the window though? Out of the seat of the
He pulled me out of the window, and then he met my size 12 Jordans.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Unbelievable, man. That's got to be cool. I mean, you're right. Listen, Cobra Kai, one of the hottest shows on Netflix right now, and Blacklist. You know what? Did Ray Reddington get you? What was that, like a meat thermometer he got you with in the prison?
I don't eat a lot of I eat chicken, but I guess that's the thing that Suki would probably know more.
You probe the meat thermometer. It's a prober.
So what do you stick that in every couple of minutes?
Stick it in. Yes,
stick it in the meat, baby. Yeah.
So he said to me, I remember he said to me, he's like, yeah, I don't think I sold that hard enough. In between, after one of the takes, he said, he like all in character. He's a very talented
James Spader,
performer. Spader's he's a beast. He's an animal. He said to me, he got really close. He's still in character. He's like, you mind if I go in harder? I was like, all right, man, you do your thing.
And as you're like, I don't know, those words are so.
I was like, I turned around to the prop person. I was like, yeah, you guys are still taking the edge off, right? I want to make sure that we're still gonna go with the same prop. Yeah, guys. Okay, cool. Okay.
That's so
he was
great.
So in character, you know what I mean?
Listen, I always say it's one of the best characters on TV is Raymond Reddington for 8,000 seasons of Blacklist, which finally just came to a close, or it's still going, I think, right? It's still going.
It just got renewed for another.
Just got renewed. That's right. So it's crazy, man.
And it doesn't surprise me because he's such a beast. He's an animal. But listen, it was like a master class just being around him.
Oh, yeah. Everybody says that. It's amazing. It's like and you listen to the verbiage of the scripts that come out of his mouth. I'm like, how the hell do they remember these lines? It's insane because he's such a smart guy and he uses such crazy language.
Absolutely.
But listen, how does a kid from Venezuela end up acting in all these movies, man? How'd that come to pass?
Well, we came to America. That sounds so funny, right? We came to America.
Is this guy? Was it this kid?
Wow. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's that kid. Like, as you can see, I'm still kind of angry even at that's my kindergarten ceremony in Venezuela. So we came to America when I was 5 on a student visa. And things weren't as bad over there as they are now. Obviously, now it's like a third world country. I mean, it's just a disaster.
The economic ruin. Yeah.
We came. Long story short, the student visa, they come to an end. But we said we don't want it to come to an end. So unfortunately, we stayed in the country beyond the welcome period.
Yep.
But then we were able to get a work permit, and then be able to stay here legally. So we were very fortunate because as most people know, now it's gotten to the point where they're killing people for just a bag of groceries.
Yeah, sure.
So fast forward to how I ended up in this business is like around like this face wasn't like it's just I had a nicer mug. There's years. Yeah. So that's an Ozark season 3.
Yeah,
but I had a nicer mug. So there was like an evolution, I think like around like 29, 28. And then I started like getting stopped like, hey, I saw your fight last night. I was like, what fight? Yeah, your UFC fight. I'm like, all right, well, he's obviously wrong. Then I'd get pulled over and I remember specifically one time that I got pulled over and it was just one cop and he saw me, then backed away and called for backup. And then now there's 3 cops. And then they all have their hands like this on their gun. They didn't pull it, but they're like, and I start talking and they're like, hey, you seem like a nice guy. I'm like, what the hell just happened here?
Oh, it's it's the face. It's the face.
So yes, so that's the cleaning lady. Things didn't work out so well for me on there, but yeah, it slowly started, like me realizing like what is happening here, and what I get pulled over a couple more times. Then one time I got pulled over by like a dad and a kid in the airport. They're like, "Hey man, do you mind if we take a picture of you?" Meanwhile, this is before I even started my acting career. They're like, "Do you mind if I take a picture of you? We love your fights." I was like, I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about. Oh, we're playing that. It's cool. We won't make a scene. Do you mind if we do a selfie? Cool. Thank you. I'm like, you're gonna beat this.
Who'd they think you were?
I have no idea. So one of these
Latin
guys, bald, ugly mug, in the UFC. So then I'm like, what can I do where I can beat all these things, And I'm like, oh shoot, I can look at acting where I can have these different hats. One day I'm a mailman stuck in a mailbox. They actually, I remember the call for that one. They actually had to call me. They're like, do you? This these are the conversations we have. They're like, I got somebody from the I think it was the props department. They're like, do you think you can fit? This is how the conversation started. Hey, G-Rod, do you think you can fit in a regular mailbox? I was like, what? So they determined that I couldn't, so they had to make that one specially
make the box
for me.
So funny. G-Rod, what's it like? I mean, so you start realizing that you have this intrinsic, kind of this face that people are attracted to, but they don't know exactly what is it that you do. How did you then turn that into a career in acting, meaning stunt work and being on all these phenomenal shows with all of these incredible actors? How does it go from one to another?
I think it's one of those things where in life you're dealt the chips that you're dealt, whatever it may be, and you're either going to make lemonade, a stew, or just bowl and fold. I decided not to fold. I decided to do something with it. At the time, before I was transitioning to this business, I was in therapy. I was actually like, it was messing with my head. Like you'd have women come out of like LA Fitness, like at night, they see me, they turn right back around. They're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna wait till this animal clears out.
Yeah.
If you look at my eyebrows, they go like a upside down V. So I'm like, I went into like a place where they wax and I'm like, hey man, can you make these look nicer? Because look, I could be looking at you confused. Look, this is my nice face. Still look a little angry. This is me confused. I'm sorry, what did you say? Look, I'm all pissed off.
It's the same face.
The same face. Look, and very confused. It's like, I'm gonna kill you. So the guy's like, what do you mean? It's like, yeah, can we do something about this? So they were able to make him go straight, kind of like Suki's a little bit, or more like Scott's, and I kind of look like
Scotty's go straight.
His goes straight more. You're kind of like in my club.
I got the arch.
You got the arch. You got the arch.
That's the word I was looking for. So, anyways, it didn't do much, So I, my therapist, I remember her telling me, she's like, just embrace this. Just embrace this. To your camera. Hold on a second.
Hold on. We lost you for a sec.
It looks like
his daughter's getting a call.
Oh, is that?
I don't know. Am I still there? You can see.
No, you're good.
Right
I got you. We got you.
So she said to me at the time, she's like, just embrace this, who you are. You're transitioning into this person, older version, maybe a little bit meaner looking, but just embrace it. So I'm like, all right. So I started in South Florida, where I originally grew up, and I auditioned for Burn Notice back in the day.
Burn Notice.
Yeah, Burn Notice.
I remember that.
Yeah, it's going back a few, right?
Yeah, I think that was on USA, if I'm not mistaken.
USA Network. Right?
Yeah. And then I booked that. I had no idea what the hell was going on. Then I booked Ballers down here in South Florida.
Yeah.
And then that was a lot of fun. That my scene was with Rob Corday.
Cordry, Rob Cordry, yeah.
Cordry. I'm sorry, Cordry. He was in the Time Machine, and that was hard because it was hard to keep a straight face with that guy.
He's funny. We had him on our morning show one time. Rob came in. Really funny dude.
Wow.
One of our one of our viewers said guys with strong faces are usual teddy bears. I guess Billy has strong faces, as females would call us. So
Yeah.
did you have bigger luck with women because women
like
love strong, tough guys?
As I look at these photos, you shouldn't be scared of me. You should be scared of a guy like Scott. Look, he looks like a nice guy.
You're right. You're right.
All right.
You know?
I look like a nice guy, right, G?
You look like such a nice guy. Oh my God. Yeah.
There you go.
That's from the Suicide Squad, where
Squad.
John Cena blew half my face off.
Oh wow! Look at the prosthetic.
Yeah, that's 4 hours in a chair, and these guys are incredibly talented. You know, they it's funny about this.
Wow.
You know, you have a good finished product when there's people that sat next to me and they turn around, they're like, "I'm sorry, no offense, I'm gonna have to sit at the other table."
Yeah, they can't eat with your.
You're on set. I was working the Suicide Squad that day.
Yeah.
And I'm eating, and they moved over to another table. I'm like, okay, this looks real. These are filmmakers. These are people in the business, and they're like, yeah, I'm gonna go over there.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
But yeah, just to go back to how it started. I started as an actor. My passion, even though my background's karate, I started as an actor. And then I remember being on Graceland. They're like, and the director's like, yeah, we have to kill you. We gotta kill you on this. And they're like, in the beginning, they're like, "Oh, you're G-Rod. You're a big fella. Do you mind if you hit the ground and go that way over the sofa?" And I'm like, "No problem." Then the next thing, next production, like, "Oh, you're G-Rod. Okay, well, let's talk to the stunt coordinator." That's what's his name? The UFC fighter,
Randy Couture.
Randy Couture, great guy. So I actually I helped him. I was doubling him, but he ended up doing all his stuff in this future movie, upcoming movie called Phoenix. But then I just kept arriving on productions, and they're like, "Oh, do you mind if we do this with you? Do you mind if we do this with you?" I'm like, "Okay, I'm game."
Shoot me out of a cannon. I don't care.
Yeah, it's so funny you say that, but it's just like so funny how your mind works in the beginning into a new industry. Yeah, that's my double on Better Call Saul.
Better Call Saul, I love it.
Better Call Saul, which they didn't end up using because I ended up doing all of it. So what you see there is a double that they had on hand. Obviously, he wasn't paid for that day.
I was going to say, was he paid for that day?
Yeah, he was not. And that's a funny story because that episode, they wanted that on hand in case, you finally heard a no coming out of me, I guess. But on that episode, it was Vince Gilligan, who the creator, and he directed that episode. So I was extremely fortunate to be a part of that. But if you watch that, and that's actually coming to Netflix, that season 5 is coming to Netflix on the 4th of April. So on that one, I actually I just took Bob Odenkirk's character, which is Saul. I just took his money at $7 million. So I remember, arriving on set, and then Vince is like walking with the stunt coordinator with me. He's like, "So here's what you're gonna do," because the stunt coordinators are direct. In most cases, they're like, "You're gonna eat it. You're gonna eat that ground. You see it? You see that ground right there? Yeah, you're gonna eat that ground. And that window, you see that window? You're gonna fly through that window. You want to pad up? That's your problem. I don't care. You're gonna go right through there, right on the ground." So but in that one, we're walking with Vince, the creator, and he's like, "Yeah, so you just stole $7 million from this guy, and you're not letting that money go." So if you watch that scene, there's, we're getting shot at by, oh man, this guy, the older guy who's incredible. Really bad with names. You know what I'm talking about? The assassin in Better Call Saul.
Oh yes, I could picture him. I can't think of his name.
He's a beast. Anyway, so he's sniping everybody. And the director comes to me. He says, "So you're holding on to $7 million, these bags, and you don't want to let it go. But then you get sniped in the head." I was like, "Okay, cool. So I'll fall and I'll do this, right? So this is what we look. We're stunt guys, right? But we want to protect ourselves at every opportunity that we can gain." So I'm like, "Yeah, so I'll do cool." And then I showed him I fell on the ground like this. He's like, "Yeah. But you don't want to let go of those bags, even as you're dying. You don't want to let go of that $7 million. So the stunt coordinator looks at me, and then he looks at the director, then looks at me again. He's like, the stunt coordinator's like, "Do you understand what he's asking you to do?" It's like, "Yes." So what he's asking me to do if you see that episode, he wants me to die holding the bags and face plant on concrete.
Oh my God.
So if you look at that episode, if you look at that scene, there's dirt on the ground, but that's a street, that's pavement. So I actually face plant and my head goes boom, boom.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And I had to do that 12 times.
And here you're getting beat up by Queen Latifah.
Yes. You know,
the Equalizer.
What's funny about that, she is obviously, she's an incredible, and you probably heard of it, she's an incredible person to work with. She's super sweet. I got to be honest with you. I was so surprised. She's a beast. She's got power. You know, you were just having that conversation about women, you know, and the reality is that men are stronger than women. And so I actually blacked out. She actually came to, it was for a split second. If you guys have, you know, you're, so she ended up doing like a karate. I think it's in that picture where like a karate chop
looks like it.
Here. There it is. That's going to my neck. But the way it landed right at the back of my neck, do you see right there?
Yeah.
But it landed straight. And that wasn't actually part of the fight choreography. We actually rehearsed it the night before. But as much as, you know, as a badass as she is, and she's been doing this for so long, she didn't, you know, she missed the choreo for a second and she picked it right back up and she sold it. But what ended up happening is I ended up with a karate chop here, and it was hard enough because, you know, you got to get oxygen to the brain. For a split second, I blacked out and I opened my eyes and she's there, you know, when they yelled cut, and she's like, "Hey, G-Rod, you okay? You good? Sorry about that."
I love it, man. I love it. And listen, before you came on, we were talking about, because we had Miranda Kwok on last week, who's the executive producer of The Cleaning Lady, which is such a big show on Fox right now. And when you said things didn't work out for you that well, not that they fired you from the show, but unfortunately, you know, you met your demise, and you were part of the cleanup, right?
I met my demise.
You were part of the cleanup. Good one.
Yeah, nice, Scott. That was
now when you're in like a show like that that's picking up momentum, and it's turning it. You know, hopefully they bring it back for a season 2, and maybe in 3 years we're at season 5 already. Are you kind of like, are you kind of like, man, I wish they didn't knock me off so quick in this thing? Or you're just like, you know, you this is your thing and you move on to the next?
Look, I have this is one of those goldfish things where, you know, where I've learned that it's not a puppy, it's not a cat. You know, when you're a kid, if you lost a puppy or a cat, you were depressed for 3 weeks.
Right,
Maybe you didn't go through that.
Goldfish,
you know, we know what that's like. Goldfish, give me a new one. And then you fall in love and you're depressed for 2 hours, then you get a new one, and a new one.
Yeah.
So I say that because in the beginning, yes, it was a dog, it was a puppy, it was a cat. And it was like, oh man. And then I see this show manifesting into something bigger and bigger and bigger. I'm like, damn, if I hadn't died season 1, you know? At this point in my career, because I've been doing this for so long, it's just like, I'm just doing it, spitting it out, moving on. You know, when I did The Cleaning Lady, I had no idea it was going to be such a big show and so well received. Where, you know, I got people stopping me. They're like, "Hey man, good job," and whatever. You just never know. You know, you just never know. So I can't get caught up in it because
I love that.
I can't. I get paid. You know, somebody asked me, they reached out to me on social media, like, "Man, how many times have you died?" You know, because what's happening is because I've been doing this for so long, over a decade, I'm ruining for most people. They're like, you know, they're like, "Oh shoot, I just saw you pop on screen." You know, I have family texting me like, "Oh, I just saw you pop on screen."
I know you're gonna die.
What's happening?
How long?
Like, I get people like going like, "Oh my God, what's happening? What's happening right now?" Like, you know.
Well, it's wild. Listen, man, before you go, so I just want to bang through a couple of them. I mean, Queen of the South, SWAT, MacGyver, Ballers, Inherent the Viper, Shaft, Chicago Fire, Bad Boys for Life, and No Escape. And that's just a portion of some of the things you've been in. But listen, G, it's a pleasure to have you, bud, and continued success. keep doing what you're doing. What are we? You said you were leaving for New Orleans to go. You're working on something right now.
Yeah. Right now, it's exciting. It's a fun story. It's a different twist on the Dracula story. The movie's called Renfield, starring Nicolas Cage, Nicholas Hoult. This is one of those cases where it's kind of cool. I can't tell you anything more about it or my character, but this is one of those cases where I'm auditioning as an thank you. I do, and see Pam out here. Thank you so much. I auditioned as an actor, but I'm brought in as a stunt actor. There's situations where I'm brought in as both, because they're like, you know what, let's get G-Rod in here, because then we don't have to double him. We'll fly him through there.
Yeah, right.
We'll put him on a wire, whatever the case may be, and then we don't have to do the fancy camera work like the cleaning lady, and we don't have to play with those angles, and it becomes a much more cost-effective day, for that role. So very exciting. I'm working on that. In 2 months, so look out for June 3rd. I had a chance to work with the incredible Angie Harmon. It's a Lifetime movie.
Beautiful.
I didn't even audition for it. Apparently, she came across my reel, which you played at the beginning. She's like, the role was written for like a 60-year-old white man. And she's like, no, let's get him in there. Rewrite it. I don't care.
Wow.
So very exciting.
That
the trailer's already out, but I working on a couple different shows. Exciting stuff. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, Angie Harmon used to be married to the Giants. Jason Sehorn.
Sehorn.
Right?
I was going to say Seahawk.
Yeah, Sehorn.
Yeah, I obviously I didn't know her by name. Obviously, we've all seen her face.
Yeah, beautiful
through the
lady.
years, and beautiful lady, and incredibly talented and a sweet person. When I got the call, because Lifetime or Disney and these places aren't calling me. They're stuck calling me. UPS to deliver a nice package with a smile at your front door.
Right.
I'm sorry. They're not calling me.
I could see you in a Disney movie.
I could too.
Totally like befriending a 13-year-old girl.
Yeah, I could too.
Right, you're the big tough, just like Batista in the last movie he was in. Right, you're the big tough guy. You get out of prison, you got to do this, and you end up befriending this little girl, and you're like, you become her buddy.
Yeah, and you save her dog.
Yeah, you could.
And then you marry her mother.
Save her dog and marry her mother.
Marry the mother. There you go.
I can see your character.
I'm single now, so
there you go. And listen, before you go,
Yeah.
dude, I see your daughter has the same problem as our kids. She's got to clean up that room a little bit.
I agree, right?
A lot of stuff on the floor.
What is going on? I mean, seriously,
It's not bad, actually. It's just a couple of things on the floor.
There's some stuff over there, and I probably should have framed this. Well, this is balancing me out, right?
Yeah. Balances out that mean face. G-Rod, thank you, man. You're an absolute pleasure, bud. And it's an honor to see you, man.
Pleasure.
Anytime you want to come
inviting
back,
me on the show.
When you are the main star of the movie that will come to you eventually, don't forget us and you come back on the show.
Or just come back on the show.
Or just come back anyway, but you will be. We'll see you on the front of one of those posters, bud.
Let me just close out with this. That was like the dopest intro that you guys have for your show. That was amazing.
With all the people. Oh, believe me,
with all the people.
That's an older one too. We've had over 600 guests on this show.
That is cool.
Yeah,
that is
we've
very
had
cool.
had some good folks.
So thank you for having me.
Thank you, bud. It was a pleasure,
Thanks,
man.
G-Rod.
Take care, bud.
Thank you.
Wow, what a good guy, Suk. This folk is so wild.
He is like a teddy bear, kind of like what we're saying before,
Yeah, and listen, everybody's got when it comes to acting in this profession, everybody's got a similar story, man. It's just you got to keep working, and you got to have luck. Like we were talking before we came on, right? He says, if you go to school to be a doctor, you're going to be a doctor if you follow the path. If you want to be an actor or an entertainer, you're going to be all over the place until you luckily get to where you want to be.
Get to that point, yeah.
Right? If you go to school for law, you keep going, you're going to be a lawyer. There's no doubt. At some point, you'll be a lawyer. With us, we could be doing this show for the next 30 years. You never
Probably
know.
will. Hopefully we'll be doing something with it.
Oh, boy, Suk. Listen, speaking of which, David Anthony's coming up next. You talk about magician. hypnotist. Suk, we've had a lot of magicians on the show, but we've never really had a hypnotist as well on the show.
Yeah,
right? Have we ever had a hypnotist? Nobody's ever done any like hypnosis on the show. I don't think we're going to do that today, but kind of more things suggestive.
Yeah. Maybe you're right. You're right. Guessing things. Things.
Okay, yeah, because I just thought that would be really cool. But we're going to bring David in. Here he is, and then we'll bring him in on the other side. We're going to have some fun. The Sinatra of magic. I like that.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
David, how are you?
Great state of Ohio.
Cleveland, Ohio. Yes.
Tin soldiers and Nixon's coming. Remember that song?
We had a band yesterday named Hey Monet. They're from Ohio too.
From Ohio, yeah. Hey Monet.
Couple of brothers. Look us Ohio representing.
Yeah.
And I have to be honest, before I jumped on camera, I had to run to check the mirror and look at my eyebrows. I was concerned what shape. I've never.
You don't want the arches, bro. You don't want the arches. So great, man. Dave, how you doing, bud? You're a good-looking dude. How'd you get? How'd you get into magic? Most guys start early on, right? As a kid, you were into it.
It's true. So I was 7 years old when I got my first magic kit, like most people do when they're young. They get a magic kit. It was a box about this big, had a deck of cards, magic wand, top hat, nothing too fancy. Then over the years, my magic grew and grew, and I perform all over the country. Big stage illusion shows where I saw my sisters in half and make them float, make them disappear, and all of that good stuff.
I love it, man. I love it.
But you're not just a magician. You're also a
comedy hypnotist.
Yes.
There you go. So comedy hypnotist. I love that stuff. I love it.
So those people are hypnotized right now. Well, not right now, but in that picture and on stage. So I ask volunteers to come up on stage and we hypnotize them and they do fun things. They forget their name, lose their belly button. It's a lot of fun.
We had that happen in college once. That is like the best entertainment in the world.
Right? It's great, man. I love it. But you just, and I never was. Suk, did you ever get hypnotized? Did you ever do it?
I was one of those kids that were in college that they asked to go up to get hypnotized.
And were you able to do it?
Yes. And I don't remember a thing.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. Because you really got to open your mind.
My friend apparently was funnier. My roommate.
It's a lot of fun because you never know what to expect when the volunteers are up on stage. And, go ahead.
No, David, what I was going to say is it possible like to do, and we don't have to do it, but is it possible to do that with like someone like me right now on a forum like this digitally in the boxes? So. Like, can you hypnotize someone? Yes. Over the boxes? You can do it.
Yes, absolutely. So during the craziness of the last 2 years and when everything was shut down, we were doing virtual magic shows, but also virtual hypnosis shows. So we were able to still make people forget their name and all that crazy stuff. And then also through the screen, I see clients for weight loss, to quit smoking, for motivation, stress, and all that good stuff as well.
Oh, wow, that's great. Yeah, that comes in handy.
I know really handy.
A lot of smokers, man, they do the hypnosis and what happens? You make it so that when they see a cigarette or something, it's disgusting to them. How does that work?
Yeah, so it could be a few different things, depending on how much they smoke as well. So if it's a few packs a day or if it's half a pack a day, we may attack it a little different route. But most of the time, it is where when they put that cigarette to their mouth, they find it repulsive and they don't want it anymore.
I got you. All right. Yeah, great. All right. Now you said you wanted to do something before we get to the magic. We had something you could do with us, like on a suggestive basis.
Absolutely, absolutely. And at home when you're watching, or wherever you're watching it.
Yeah, who's watching? Let's see. We got everybody watching at home. All the our dedicated viewers watching at home. Everybody, get ready for this, right? Because they can also participate.
Yes, you could participate as well. So what I want you guys to do is hold out your hands like so.
Okay.
Could put them together, interlace your fingers, squeeze your hands together, and bend them just like so. Perfect. You're doing wonderful so far, especially you at home viewers. You're doing great too. I want you to stick up your first 2 index fingers and keep them about 2 to 3 inches apart. Remember this position. Do not forget this position. In a moment, I'll ask you to return to this position. Go ahead, close your fingers, squeeze your palms nice and tight together. From this point on, just look at your hands. And I want you to imagine I've squirted super glue on the palms of your hands, squirted super glue on the palms of your hands. And you're squeezing that super glue nice and tight together, squeezing those fingers nice and tight together. Imagine that super glue now is oozing out of your hands, going in between your fingers. Squeeze that super glue nice and tight. I'm going to count from 1 to 3. Once I hit 3, I want you to stick up your fingers like you did before, about 2 to 3 inches apart. Except this time, imagine 2 powerful magnets to the tips of your fingers. Once again, when I hit 3, I want you to stick up your fingers like you did before. And imagine 2 magnets at the tips of your fingers. 1, 2, 3. Lift up your fingers and imagine 2 magnets and watch as your fingers slowly.
I'm closing. Soup, they're closing.
Slowly come together.
They're closing.
And you even tried to do it again. You were like, nope, they're not going to. There you go.
Yeah, that's so funny. Oh, my
Keep
God.
keep going in. They keep going in.
So at home viewers, let us know if your fingers touch too.
That is so
funny.
Yeah, they're about 30 seconds behind on the.
They'll try it. Our viewers will try it. Trust me. They're always like, "Whoa, oh no."
Oh, that's so funny.
Yes.
I love it, man. All right, so you want to do a few tricks while we have you on?
Absolutely, I would love to. So, like I said, I was very young when I got that magic kit. And when I was younger, I would walk around the house and grab anything I could put my hands on and try to do magic with it. I'll show you one of the first tricks I ever created, one of the first tricks I ever performed. I went inside the cupboard and I got a paper bag. I went inside the refrigerator and got some mustard. When I was 7 years old, I took that mustard, placed it inside the paper bag, waved my hand in a circular motion like so, and then...
Oh, the mustard turned into ketchup.
It gets better. When I was 7 years old, I took that ketchup and I placed it back inside the paper bag. I waved my hand in the opposite direction and... Oops. I know what you're thinking. I was 7. What do you expect?
You were 7, right? You were 7.
But I know what you're thinking. You probably think the ketchup's still in there, and
yes.
No, it's not. Here we go. Not impressed. Check it out.
Oh, I knew
we're impressed. There you go.
I knew it.
Now we're impressed. Okay.
Because you're thinking, all right, he's holding on to it here.
Yeah, I thought it was in the side when he went like, yeah.
I was pulling you in just to...
You got us. I love it.
There we go.
I love it, man. I love it. Keep going, Dave. I could watch this all day long.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. I will keep going. So when I was 11 years old, I walked into the magic shop for the very first time. Have either of you been to a magic shop before?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah? No? Well, Suki, let me paint the picture since you haven't been to a magic shop. And for some of the viewers that haven't been to a magic shop, when I was 11 years old, I walked in, and from ground up to the ceiling, from ceiling down to the floor, the shelves jam-packed with magic props, colorful-looking objects, weird-looking objects that honestly look like a episode out of Hoarders, if I'm honest. Me being 11 years old, walking down that aisle, looking up and down and up at all the amazing things, wondering what they could do. You see, I came to the end of that counter, at the end of that aisle, and there was a counter there, a clear counter with a gentleman standing behind that glass counter. He took a red handkerchief, and he was placing it into his fist, one finger at a time. I stood there, 11 years old, looking up in awe. I was short back then, too. I stood up looking in awe. as he was placing that handkerchief into his fist. Once it became out of view, he made a magical gesture, showed an egg in his hand, reached inside his pocket and pulled out that red handkerchief. Now, what he did next amazed me even more. You see, because we're at a magic shop, he was going to teach me how he did it. Because I painted the picture that we're at that magic shop, how about I teach you how I did it?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Perfect. It doesn't involve one red handkerchief. In fact, it involves two red handkerchiefs and what's called a magician's egg. A magician didn't lay it, but it's a hollow egg with a hole in the middle. So we could use it. What you do, you have two handkerchiefs of the same color. If one's blue and one's red, it doesn't look as good. So you take the handkerchief and you place it into your fist, but you're not placing it into your fist. You're in fact placing it into the
egg.
Nice, Sook.
Yep, fast learners. Fantastic. Into the egg. But the audience doesn't know this because you're holding in this position called palming. So let's recap. You're not placing into the egg, you're not placing into your fist, you're placing into the egg.
Okay.
Let's talk about what happens before the show. It's called pre-show work. It's a magician's term, pre-show work. You take the one handkerchief, place it into your pocket. That's where it's going to appear from in just a few moments. You take the other handkerchief and that magician's egg into your other pocket. You start off the trick. Maybe you tell a joke, or maybe you tell a story about when you were 11 years old walking into the magic shop for the very first time. Whatever the case is, when it comes time to perform, you reach into your pocket, you pull out that red handkerchief, but you don't only pull out that handkerchief, you also pull out that
egg.
Very good. We both got you on that one.
Nice.
Good. You wave that handkerchief around. You take that handkerchief into your fist, one finger at a time, but you're not placing it into your fist. You're placing it into that egg. You place it in one finger at a time. It's a magician's term for placing into your fist one finger at a time. You wave your hand like so. You show that egg. You reach into your pocket and you pull out that red handkerchief. Now, the hard part is this. You have to make sure your friends or family isn't sitting behind you. Because if they're sitting behind you, they see that hole with the handkerchief in there. And that ruins the magic. That ruins the effect. So if they see that hole, this is what I want you to do. Make a magical gesture. And you take that hole and you simply peel it off.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, Jesus.
You then take that egg in a glass.
No, you can't.
Oh, look at that, Sook.
Good one.
Thank you so much. Thank you,
man. That's unbelievable.
Whew. It's fun. You know, I enjoy it.
Unreal.
I get to travel across the country performing for wonderful people, wonderful venues, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'll tell you, you must have been chomping at the bit, David, when during COVID, just to get out there in front of live audiences, huh?
Absolutely. You know, because we did a lot of virtual shows, which served its purpose because I was able to perform in, let's say, St. Louis and New York in the same night virtually. Right. However, after the show, you shut the laptop or turn off the camera and then
it's over.
Well, this is a bummer.
You got no one to talk to when it's done.
That's right. That's right. I mean, it was nice to sleep in my own bed and eat at my kitchen table. However, I love being in front of the audience.
No, we're all ready to, rock and roll this summer. I think everybody's ready. Chopping at the bit of some normalcy.
Absolutely.
Are you touring at colleges or
yeah.
you've got a whole tour set up this summer?
Yes. Let's see. This Saturday, I'm in San Diego. Next week.
San Diego, Wales.
Yeah, beautiful San Diego.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. Well, the weather in Cleveland hasn't been too bad, so it's not, too much of a break. But I heard San Diego's weather is fantastic. So I'm looking forward to that.
Beautiful. You'll never want to go home.
Oh, boy.
When do you come around the New York area again?
I can't remember. So I was just in New Jersey 2 weeks ago, 4 shows at a theater. And and I could barely remember where I'm at next week.
You're always traveling.
Which is a good thing, I guess. That's a good thing.
Yeah. Oh, that's great, man. So now are you married with kids, or you're single, or what's the story?
I'm married. I have a 17-month-old daughter.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
And if you look at the bright side or the positive of everything, typically I was on the road a lot because of everything shut down. I got to be there with my wife during those last few months.
Early days, yeah.
And I was there for my birth of my daughter and kind of see that beginning stage, which was
great.
Which is great.
True.
You'll never get that time back again.
Never get it back. You want to do one more before we go?
Do you mind if I do one more?
A little finale.
Little finale. Wonderful. You see, in life, there's a beginning and there's an end, much like this string. And this past year, okay, let's be honest, maybe about 2.5 years, may have looked a little different. Maybe connecting with friends or family may have been a little tougher. Maybe your jobs were harder to accomplish, meeting with clients or your colleagues. Maybe your at home and work-life balance was a little different. You see, when all of these things come together, that's not the magic part. When all these things come together and when things get difficult, you have to remember something. That you're not alone. That if we stick together, we could get through anything.
Oh my God.
You see, because you have to remember, we're all in this together.
Oh, come on.
No way. No way. Oh, it's a good ending.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I love it, man. I love it. David, where can our viewers, and when this airs on other platforms, where can everybody find you and get a hold of you?
Yeah, so on social media, on Facebook, David Anthony, on Instagram, D Anthony Magic. I post a lot of pictures, a lot of funny videos of both the magic, the hypnosis show, and all of that good stuff. I have a YouTube channel as well, and it's all linked right on my Instagram. So D Anthony Magic.
I love it. And I noticed, Suk, in his in the intro we played, you do the bowling ball trick, right? Where you Suki and I love that trick. Where you scribble, you make the picture of the bowling ball, and then an actual ball comes out of the.
It's true,
dude. Can you tell us? Can you tell us how that works?
No, you'd have to kill us.
Can you keep a secret?
Yeah. Come on, it's just us. Just tell me how that works.
So can I.
That is great. I love that trick, man. I love it. I mean, a bowling ball is not a light piece of material.
A thing to hang,
where you can have
drop
it
out of thin air. Yeah.
Well, it cuts down on our overweight bags when we travel. Just fold it up and you take it on the road. So
I love it. Dave, listen, man, thank you so much. Absolute pleasure. You're a talented guy. Keep doing it. Get the tour going. And I'm sure being aside from your kid now, being in front of that audience got to be your happy spot, right?
Oh, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. No better feeling.
Yeah,
That's
I
awesome.
hear you.
Other than getting a hug from my wife and my daughter.
Saved it. You saved it right there with that comment.
David, thank you so much. One more time, where can people find you?
D Anthony Magic on Instagram or my website, danthonymagic.com.
danthonymagic.com. David, thank you, buddy. Appreciate it.
Thank you guys so much.
All right, bud.
Bye,
Take
David.
care.
Thank you.
Bye. Oh man, Suk, how do they do it?
I have no idea. I give up on all of it. Actually,
how do you do it with the egg? How do you do? You saw him push the thing into the egg, and then it changes to a real egg.
Yeah, and he took the sticky off of it. I don't know. I have no idea.
It's unreal. I mean, the thing's in front of the camera the whole time. Just waiting for Philly Kid to pop in, and then we'll be on our way. Suk, by the way, next week, I think we're just gonna do the one show on Wednesday.
Okay.
How about this? How about this for a show? Red hot comedian Gina Brion is here.
Gina Brion.
Gina was on stage a couple months ago. George Lopez surprised her up on stage. She's all over the place now. She's coming on. And also Lawrence Juber on the same show. I mean, you say, who's Lawrence Juber, Scott?
Yes, I had a moment there.
Yeah. Who's Lawrence Juber? Lawrence Juber is the one of the longtime guitarists for Paul McCartney. So he's toured with McCartney and Wings. He's one of the top guitar players in the country, in the world. Great guy. He's going to play for us. They have a Beatles.
Wow.
Yeah, they have a Beatles Fest, which is coming to the New Jersey area. I think over by the Meadowlands.
We gotta go.
It's a Beatles Fest. It's a couple of days. And, because it's Beatles / McCartney, I think he's one of the special guests.
Amazing.
So he's gonna pop in, but he's gonna come on the show and he's gonna play for us. Philly Kid, look at you all hard lined in. Phil,
fingers crossed.
So you're
fingers
hard
crossed
line.
that I don't.
I got to tell you, so far it's
Yes.
not going so well.
What does it look like?
It's a little. You're a little pixelated. Little. There you go. Oh, you know what? I think it's cleaning
It's
up.
clearing
now a
up. I
little
was
bit.
going to say he's
Little
clearing
bit.
up on my part. I see him. Fine.
Yeah, little bit.
Sweet.
I'll let you know. I'll let you know if anything
All
changes.
right, guys.
All right, Sook. We'll talk to you later, babe.
Love you guys. Don't pixelate Phil. The ladies love you. We don't want. We
Sook,
don't
is
want
he
you to.
picked? Look, look. See, he froze.
He's coming back.
There we go.
Phil. There he is. He's back.
We're gonna have some
All
fun
right.
with Philly Kid.
Bye,
I'll
guys.
see you, babe.
Have fun with Philly.
Yes. See you later.
Philly Kid, what's going on, bud?
I think I'm gonna have to get it. I gotta get a new computer, I think.
I don't know if it's the computer or as much as the. I mean, we never had a problem with you before. What kind of computer? Is it a
No.
laptop you're using or a desktop?
Hang on. Yeah, it's an HP laptop.
Oh, okay.
Hey, I'm gonna take out this hard line. Hang on.
See what happens.
How's it? I mean, I'm gonna leave it. How's it looking now?
Is it just Wi-Fi now? I think it got a little better. You're not pixelating.
No, I
anymore.
left the hard line in.
Oh, all right. All right. Listen, it's
See
fine.
what happens.
It's close enough. You see me fine? You got a
Yes.
good view on your end?
Yep.
Yeah. See, now I see to me on my end you're blurring up. I don't know how it's coming across over on
Yeah, you're
Facebook right now.
kind of freezing up too. Hang on. Hang on.
We were so excited. Phil had a new line. Yeah. Cheryl says you're blurred. Everybody's saying you're blurred, Philly Kid. I think you froze again, too. Don't make me have to pull out some songs. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's just me alone by myself. So what do you guys want to do? I'm going to get
about
Philly. There you go. I think you're good. What'd you do? You got rid of the hard line? No, you froze again. I lost you, Phil. I lost you. I lost you, man. Are you with me, Phil? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, the show is here. Phil, there you are.
Wow.
Phil, sing quick while I got you.
Yeah. Well, life on the farm is kind of laid back. Ain't much an old country boy like me can't act.
Sing, Phil, quick. Oh, man, that's funny. Well, let's see what happens. I think it's working now.
Okay. Well, we'll
You're
just go.
working. Actually, you're nice and clear now. Now you're nice and
Nice.
clear like the old days. There you go. Look at you. Look at
Okay.
that handsome face.
Fingers crossed, everybody.
Yeah. Philly Kid G-Rod on the show earlier on. Guy's been in everything.
That dude is a badass, man. I want to be like him.
I mean, listen,
Wow.
you pop from show to show. You're doing stunts. You're acting. You're getting knocked off. A couple episodes here. And I love the way he explained it. It's like, it's like a goldfish. They die and you move on to another goldfish.
Yeah, and I think, of course, he's just a great guy anyway. And he can say what he wants to about his looks and how he looks mean, but he's a good looking dude. And he's big. And I think part of the attraction to him is, people can kick the crap out of him and he just,
Right.
He comes back for more.
I love how I'm like, there's you on the cleaning lady, looking good. A couple bullet holes, but he's in Chicago Fire. But he immediately has that face like something bad's about to happen.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So funny.
I'm trying to figure out what his secret is because we don't look that different. And
what? You're kind of right, Phil. Hold on. Let me see. Your arms and his arms are kind of the same, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, look at you.
I don't know.
There you go. He looked the same. Is from that's from Ozark, I think, when he was on Ozark. Unreal, man.
Yeah,
That's cool. You just pop it in, doing your thing, and boom, boom, boom. They pay you off to the next movie.
He's a cool dude, man. He really, really is.
Not bad. Philly Kid, you weren't on yesterday. I played our triumphant Red Solo Cup, which is buzzing around the interwebs as we speak.
Yeah.
And it's funny because a lot of people had never heard it before because it's, it's just one of those Toby Keith, let's party up songs.
Right.
But it was good, man. Listen, I thought of 3 good ones for us. 3 good ones. I thought of 2 Elton John songs for us.
Okay.
Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting. I could hear us doing that one.
Saturday night's all right.
Did a little action and Saturday night's done. I think we could do that one if it's on there. Elton songs might not be on there. Also, why do you build me up, buttercup, baby, just to let me down? We've never done that one before.
No, that's a good one.
Best thing around and then worst of all. And the other one was the other Elton John. Oh, how it fit? No, not Tiny Dancer. Damn, I had it. It was Saturday Night's All Night for Fighting, and I just lost it. Damn, we lost Phil. I'll tell you, your shot, Philly Kid, is clean as a whistle right now. Look at that. Look how clear it is. Yeah. Clean as a whistle. Listen, while we're waiting for Phil to come back on, here's G-Rod doing some stunt practice. That's a bad individual right there. Well, let's see how everybody's doing today. Jordan Gray is on. Olga Gonzalez is here. Janet, Yvonne, Ann Rothney, Pam Apolloni, Cheryl Hull. Why do you build me up, buttercup, baby, just to let me down? Next thing around, and then worst of all. Jordan Gray, did we ever hook you up with David Higgins, or you never got to meet David Higgins, the piano player? Donna, Jeannie Clay is here. Who else do we have? Everybody's here. Aaron Myers, Aaron getting ready for a little WrestleMania weekend coming up. Anyway, listen, Philly texted me. He said, I have a hard wire. It's going to be beautiful. I'm not going to freeze up again. Let me see if he texted me, if he's coming back, because, we need Phil to sing, man. It's just not the same. Let me see. Try again. Phil doesn't sing. It's not the same. So let's do this. Let's do a little Philly video, and then we'll see if he gets back, and I'll have him in for the other side. Ready? Here you go. A little freedom call.
thank you, soldier, for your noble sacrifice. Never forgotten how you paid the price. Our freedom is a strong one, paid with sweat and blood.
How you feeling?
I feel good.
All right. Listen. No.
You know, ever since they changed.
Yeah.
You hear me?
No, I just lost you, Philly kid. There you are. You're back. You're back.
Wow.
So tell me what changed, like, from what it used to be? What was it? What'd you used to have? You know, it's funny. Every time Phil freezes, I think he's trying to fool me. and then he doesn't come back. Wait, hold on. Philly kid? There you are. Do you hear me laughing?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny because you freeze up and I'm like, is he teasing me right now? And it's just, and then you don't blink, and it's just funny, man.
Yeah, as soon as I get off here, I'm going to call my Wi-Fi providers again. And, you know, they came out and they replaced a box, and obviously it's either defective or something.
Right. Listen, you know what you should do? You know what you should do? Do you get good cell service in your house?
Yeah.
Here's what you do. You have the headphones you have on, right? Have the little mic on them. Put those into your phone. Open up the email I sent you on your phone and hook into the show on your phone. I bet you it looks beautiful. Let's just try it. We'll see what happens while we're testing it out. You could stay on while you're doing it because a new box will come up, and then I'll get rid of the old one. So just go onto your phone. We're gonna get you to sing yet, man. You ain't leaving till you sing today.
Let's see.
So open up your email with the link that I send you. Right?
Crazy.
And it'll bring you up on the show on your phone. I bet you it looks perfect.
I'm getting a new Wi-Fi service or something. I don't know what's going on with this dumb thing. So, okay, here. Let me find my email.
Let's pop on your email. Ladies and gentlemen, what you are watching right now is behind the scenes of an intense technical situation.
This TV.
And Rothney says, this is fun, Scotty, LOL. Yeah, people love when things screw up, Phil. They love it. It's fun. It's funny. Now you're frozen with just a big smile on your face. All right, so you get it. Did you see it? You see it on your phone?
Yeah.
Let's see what happens. Okay, so hit that, log in on your phone. When I see that box come up, I'll get rid of the crappy one from the computer. Did it ask you to log in?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now, put your name in and do the deal. Ladies, just talks amongst yourselves. All right, there you are. Look. Boom. Look at that. Look at that, Philly kid. Hold on. I'm going to get rid of you here. No, wrong button. Hold on. Get rid of Stu to kick the guest from Stu. There you go. Look at you, brother.
Thank gosh.
Look at that. See? Perfect shot. Now, if you can, can you just
lift your, I might have to.
Can you lift your phone higher so it's more, so you're not looking down at it? Or is it like, can you lift your phone up at all? There you go.
Yeah, I can hold it.
Oh, you don't have to hold it. Why don't you try? Listen, Why don't you try putting it like in your where your microphone is? Maybe that'll hold it. You know what I mean? But the picture is perfect now, and that won't. There you go. Will it stay there? Yeah, baby. Look at you.
Let me see.
Yeah, I'll take care of you. Now you just got to move your finger. There you go. What are you holding it?
No, I'm holding it. I can't hook it onto there anyway.
I
need a little tripod or something.
Yeah, you need a little phone tripod. All right, so put it where it was. It's fine. You don't have to hold on to it. There you go.
Dun-dun-dun.
Yeah, look at that. Ladies and gentlemen, let's pretend you just came on. Hold on. Watch this. Ready? Watch this. Never happened. Hey, everybody. Look who's here. Philly Kid's in the house.
Hey, Scotty.
Philly Kid, good to see you, bud.
Yeah, it's good to
What's
see you
going
too.
on?
Since I've never seen you today at all.
You never look so good, for God's sakes. Your picture looks perfect.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out why it looks so good on the phone. And
you know, I'll tell you, even my if I use I can't use my phone because I got to use all the controls and stuff.
Right.
But it always looks better on the phone. It really does. Even from my camera,
yeah,
it looks better on the phone. So anyway, all right. Well, listen, we got a little while. You want to do some singing?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, people, we're not just pretty faces. We're not just good singers. We're technical people as well. You know, we get the job done.
So I've lost all my lyrics. My computer's not working at all.
Not a computer doesn't work. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Phil Paz from his home in Oklahoma. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm dead in the water. Hang on.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Right. Well, listen, it was fun while it lasted.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get something figured out, man.
All of this will be edited from the show.
Yeah, I hope so.
From this raw version of the show. Well, listen, there's got to be a couple songs you know by heart by now, no?
Let me see here. I know it sounds funny, but I just can't stand the pain.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen.
Girl, I'm leaving you tomorrow. Everybody wants me to be what they want me to be. I'm not happy when I try to fake it. No. Ooh, that's why I'm easy. Oh, I'm easy like Sunday morning.
Oh, Phil, I got an idea. Wait, you know what you could do?
What's that?
Wow, since you're using your phone, why don't you put Smool on and you'll hear the music in your headphones and you'll see the lyrics on the phone. So you'll have the music in your ears and you'll see the lyrics on the phone.
I don't know if that'll work.
Well, we won't hear the music. Oh, it might not work because we're going to lose your camera.
Yeah.
It's going to take over your camera. Okay. All right. I thought that was going to be an ingenious idea, but all right. Didn't work. Anyway, so listen, we got to do Buttercup, and Saturday night's all right for fighting.
Okay.
And man, I can't remember what the other song was from Elton John. It was going to be beautiful. It's going to be beautiful. All right. Anyway, listen, man. I'll do one tune that you feel good about. Even Tennessee Whiskey. You know that one by heart or no?
Oh, shoot. I used to spend my nights out in a bar room. Liquor was the only love I've ever known. But you rescued me from reaching for the bottom. And you brought me back from being too far gone. You're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. You're as sweet as strawberry wine. You're as smooth a glass of brandy, baby. And honey, I stay stoned on your love all the time.
Do 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 down, do 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 down down, comma down, do be do down down. Breaking up is hard to do. Don't take your love away from me.
Do 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 down.
Don't you leave my heart in misery. Come on, baby, let's start anew. Breaking up is hard to do. They say they're breaking up. It's like, so you're singing. Jeannie Clay writes in Scotty full screen. She's got, Jeannie's directing the show now. He wants me to put you on full screen.
Oh, geez.
Oh, man, I love it.
What a bust. I got to get something figured out, man.
This show kills me. Well, I tell you what, I mean, this shot you have is perfect. And it sounds perfect, but if you need, like, if you don't have the lyrics for stuff, it's kind of hard. But as far as the shot goes, it's crystal clean.
Yeah, looks good. But what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do, man? We did so funny. We just spent the last half an hour trying to figure it out. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know why the hard line wouldn't work for you.
Yeah, I don't either. It didn't have an Ethernet connection, so I had to use an adapter. So for a USB port. So who knows, man? And this could be. Yeah.
Listen,
crazy.
Worst comes to worst, you use your phone from here on in. And all right, what can we sing to finish it up that we know dead on?
Oh, good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go.
Yeah, da, da, da.
Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go.
Ba, ba, da, ba, ba.
We hate to leave you, but we really must say, oh, good night, sweetheart. Good night.
Oh, Philly, there was also one other. We'll play Freedom Call before we leave. There was one other Beatles tune that I thought would be good that we never did. And now I can't say I think of them when I'm half asleep and then I'm singing them in my head. Did we do a buy you diamond rings, my friend, if it makes you feel all right? I don't care too much for money. Money can't buy me love. Did we do that one?
I don't think so. We'll try it out.
I can't remember. Yeah, we could try that one too. Can't buy me love. And there was also help. I need somebody help. Not just
anybody.
Right? We could bang out all those. All those songs. All right, listen, everybody. It was an absolute pleasure. Next week, we'll do one show on Wednesday. We got a great show on Wednesday. Lawrence Juber is here from Paul McCartney's band, and Gina Brion is here. She's one of the hottest comedians right now. Philly Kid will be back in action, bigger and better than life. And until then, we do a little Freedom Call. Have a great weekend. We'll replay all these shows in the next couple days. We love you guys. Philly Kid, peace, my friend. Peace.
See you later. Love you, Scotty. Thank you, soldier, for your noble sacrifice. Never forgotten how you paid Our freedom is a strong one, paid with sweat and blood, tears and dirt. On the field it turns to mud. Freedom called, freedom called, and the chosen ones were ready. Freedom called, freedom called, and the chosen ones came running. Thank you, mothers, for sending us your best. We hear your cries and feel the heartbeat in your chest. Freedom called, freedom called, and the chosen ones were ready. Freedom called, yeah, freedom called, and the chosen ones came running. Thank you, soldier, for your noble sacrifice.